Welcome to part 2 of turning an $100 account to $1,000. Yesterday, I've taken two sell trades on Go and they were both profitable. So currently, the account is sitting at from 100 to $230, as you can see. So I'm going to be explaining why did I take such trade, what was my reason, my TP and stop loss. All right. So here's the chart. And what I did was yesterday my trade was taken around here this time, all right, because this was during the NYSE session. So right, so here's the chart. So as usual, before I take a trade, I mark up my zones, my high time frame zones, my supply and demand. So I went to the H1, and so this was the high that we had yesterday. This is the highest high, and this highest high was actually coinciding with previous support. You can see, a couple of times when price actually visits this area, there's spanning rejection, and price just reverses. Same goes with here, price just reverses up. So that gave me an insight and confidence that price is going to go back up to the same level of support, which is now its resistance, and it's going to reject because we are in a downtrend. So we are in a downtrend. So here we are in a downtrend. All right. So what I did was I simply waited for price to retest this level, and taking a trade just based off this would be a bit risky because there are probabilities where price retraces to this level and then it just keeps going higher and higher. So I waited for a rejection confirmation and I've got it. You see this bear candle on the M30, three bearish candle that shows that sellers are getting into the market. So I waited for some sort of like a pullback in which where the more sellers gets the opportunity to lock their trades. Okay, as you can see, this was our highest high. All right, this was our highest high. This high gets broken, the structure wouldn't be valid for sells. It makes sense for buys. So as long as lower high, okay, so you see here, the price came back up, lower high means it's a fair structure. So this was my another confluence that gave me, okay, sellers are still in control, the market is still bearish. And then we had this lower high. So this was my second confluence. First confluence was rejection of the previous support, which is now resistance, and now is the lower high. And then I had drawn a supply zone here. This was a supply zone. As you can see, this was the reason on why I took my sell trade. My strong reason is why I took my sell trade. So this will be the third confluence. Supply zone is where there has been an imbalance, which means there has been more sellers having sell trades compared to buyers, and there's been a massive drop in price. As we can see here, there is a massive drop in price in this candle. So there, I'll just name it as imbalance candle, which then creates all right. So the rule for supply zone is if, all right, if candles closes above the zone, which is the gray box, supply will not be valid. Supply will not be valid. But in this case, look, what I mean is, let's say these candles here, if I see these candles actually trading like this, and then eventually go above this box and then close and then go higher, the supply zone, it wouldn't be valid anymore. But if it closes inside the box or below the box, that confirms that there has been a rejection and there's going to be a drop in price coming. So that was my fourth confluence on why we had such trade. So what I did was I looked out for wicks. As you know, wicks is where I get my entries on. So I dropped to the M5 and I've noticed that, okay, so this was the first push up, and then you see this candle, this red candle. That was my first sign that bearish market structure is going to continue, and then I waited for price to come back up again because I want to see exhaustion wicks. Exhaustion wicks means price leaving wicks on the zone and then it goes down. So this here was my exhaustion wicks. You see these 3 wicks here, okay? This was my exhaustion wicks. So now here's where I had my trade. My entry was at 1718.98. I had my sell trade at 17.98. Here, exactly here. You see, after price leaving exhaustion wicks on the zone, and that gave me an insight to get on the trade. So I had my sell trade right here, and then I had my stops just above this previous lower high, so it would make sense if price actually takes my stop. That means the bear market structure is it's not valid and it's aiming for a reversal. But I know that the trend is down and lower high market structure has been present, so it wouldn't make sense for candles to take out my stops and trade higher because we're in a bearish market structure, and in a bearish market structure we only follow lower high and lower low. This is bearish market structure. So I had my entry right here, and my TP was at the next demand zone. So as I zoomed out, I could see a couple of zones here. This was one of my zones, but this wouldn't be a fresh zone because previously price has already retested and traded higher. So the next best zone would be here, would be this. As you can see, there has been some sort of consolidation, and then there has been a straight push of price to the upside, which means there has been a lot of buyers here pushing the price up. So it only makes sense for the candles to come down and retest this zone because it has never been tested again. So this was my TP zone. So let me just my TP was actually about here. Initially my TP was around here, but I actually closed it out early because I thought the trade was already good enough because I'm running in 60 pips. So I closed it out early around 1712 eventually. I closed it here. I had my, yes, I kind of could say I kind of missed out on a couple of pips, but I had an early exit because eventually the time was almost past midnight, and that gave me a slight thought that candles are gonna lose momentum and catalyst. So I had it close early, but eventually if I held it on, I would have been hit the take profit, but I actually held it, closed it here. So as you see, the price got rejected, lower highs. All right, let me just see here. Lower high, on 5 minutes, structure in fresh zone. So this was like the trade confluence, I would say, in a nutshell. So this was my trade confluence in a nutshell. Okay, so let me just show you the trade profit. Let me share with you here. So this was the two sell trade I took in, 0.1 lot, 0.1 lot. This was for 68 pips, and the other was 63 pips. So total is about roughly 130 in profit. And so yeah, the account's now up by 230, and I'm gonna continue this movement and let's see if we can hit the $1,000 mark. All right, so thank you all for watching.